What's up, guys? Good to see you here on Grassroots Garden. I'm Ryan, and we have got a really cool video for you guys today. And we've got a ton in the works. So if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe down there. We really appreciate it. Today's video is going to be really cool, though. I'm going to show you just how easy it is to graft tomatoes. So as you see here, we've got our tomato rootstock, and we have got an heirloom pink brandywine tomato. Now you might be asking yourself, why are we grafting tomatoes? And the reason is the same reason that we graft all other fruit trees. Your peaches, apples, oranges, just pretty much every fruit product that you buy at the grocery store is from a grafted tree. Reason being, hybridizers and breeders are always looking to create a better tasting fruit or maybe a different quality of the skin of the fruit. And sometimes we lose the disease resistance in that breeding process. So there are breeders out there that focus just on the plant vigor and the disease resistance. And so they have come up with this rootstock here. It's just that long number right there. But this tomato in particular has great disease resistance. So what we're going to do is use the rootstock for that resistance, and then we're going to graft our scion, which is going to be our pink brandywine. We're going to graft the scion onto the rootstock so we get the best of both worlds. We'll have the disease resistance of the rootstock, and we'll have the delicious heirloom flavor of the pink brandywine. So that's kind of the whole reasoning behind why we graft at all. So as I mentioned, we've got our rootstock, we've got our scion, and you just need a couple other things. This is really an easy process, and I'll go ahead and admit I kind of lost our little grafting clips right here. So the tomatoes got a little larger than I would like to graft. I'd like them a little bit younger, because if you can see here, this clip is only like a 2mm clip, so it's pretty small. So we're going to have to graft up a little bit higher on the rootstock because we don't want this clip to crush the actual plant itself. So we've got our grafting clips, and then this I found on Amazon. And by the way, in the description below, if you click that little, it says more, I think, in the description. I'm going to put a link to everything that I'm using, so if you want to try to do this at home, all you do is click on that link. It'll be easy. But I found this cool little grafting knife on Amazon, and it's helped out tremendously on making really good, smooth, clean, same angle cuts, because that's probably the, well, not probably, that is the most important part in the grafting process, is having both of our cuts on the same angle so that they line up and they can fuse together and be successful. So this is a really neat little tool. I've kind of just put some paper towels up here on the counter. We want to try to be as sanitary as possible, because if we get any bacteria or fungal spores or anything like that in the graft, it could really not be good for our grafted tomato. So we've got some 70% alcohol here, and then I also have a little scalpel. And what we're going to do first is take the scalpel and come in here, and I'm going to get rid of this little lower limb just to kind of get it out of our way. And we're going to go ahead and get rid of this limb up here as well. And so none of the top, we don't care about any of the top of the tomato because we're just after the rootstock here and the roots. So we can take off any limbs we want to up higher up. Then we're going to come in, go ahead and remove these true leaves, the first leaves, off of our brandywine. And what we want to try to do is then get them close together and kind of just get in our mind, you know, find the similar caliper of the scion and the rootstock, just to know, okay, we're going to graft the top of this somewhere in this area, because we really want to try to find equal calipers on the scion and the rootstock so that they'll line up and fuse together. And then we just come in with our little cutters right here. Right there, and it's simple as that. So you can see that nice diagonal cut that we have right here on our rootstock. Then we're going to come over to our scion and make the same cut, and we're kind of just guessing again on the caliper size, but that looks pretty good to me right there. I'm going to try to hold it really still so the camera can see what we're doing. We're just lining up those two cuts. So we'll set that down, and we will find our clip, which is clear and hard to find. And we're going to take and spread it all the way open and go halfway up the clip with our rootstock. Just kind of gently release it. So now we can, the cool thing about them being transparent is we can watch our scion material slide down that tube and make sure we have really good contact. So this is our scion. We're going to take and gently spread the clip open again, and then we're just going to shove our scion down until it makes contact. We're going to release our clip, and it's pretty much as simple as that. Now, you want to do this as quickly as possible, because obviously as soon as you cut your scion wood or your scion material off that tomato, it instantly is going to start to deteriorate. So the quicker we can get it connected to the rootstock, the better our survival chances are going to be. And then what we're going to do, we're going to put it in this tray. And I've had really good success with this right here. You guys, if you watched any of my videos before, you know I'm a big Super Thrive believer, and I love this spray. And so what we're going to do is just spray the foliage, and what that'll do is help with, the plant's always transpiring, so it's losing moisture, and it doesn't have roots yet, so we want to make sure that it stays as moist, in an environment that is as moist as possible. And so what we're going to do, we'll come in and put our humidity dome over our plant, and that's going to keep it nice and moist inside this environment, and hopefully in a day or two those tissues will have fused together and we'll have a successful graft, and again get the benefits from the rootstock and have our delicious pink brandywine tomato. So probably in a few days we'll know if this is successful. It's gonna wilt. I'm gonna just tell you right off. There's such a vegetative tissue, you know, they're so young, they're just gonna lose moisture, and so they're gonna weep. So don't freak out, you haven't killed it, they're just gonna weep. So hopefully in a couple of days, those cells will have fused together, and then you'll see it start to perk back up. And then that's really it. And then we can take our plant, we can plant it in the ground, and again, we'll have such great disease resistance and vigor. It's just really, really a cool way to ensure heirloom tomatoes make it in your garden. So here at Grassroots, we grow a tremendous variety of tomatoes, and I hope that video helped you guys see just how easy it is to graft your own tomato. So hope you guys will give it a shot. It's super easy, and you can enjoy that big old tomato sandwich here in June or July. If you have any questions or comments, please click them in the link below. We're going to have a ton of just tomato content. So if you found any value in this, hit that like and subscribe down there. We appreciate you. Remember, the more you grow, the more you know.